Did you know that each time you wake during the night to use the bathroom, your blood pressure subtly rises, your rest is disrupted, and your nervous system misses a key window to recover? When this happens night after night, it can raise your risk of nighttime confusion, dangerous falls, and even stroke, especially after the age of 60. And here's what's even more surprising. More than 70% of older adults are unknowingly making the problem worse through small, everyday habits that seem harmless but quietly interfere with their sleep. You don't need to rely on diuretics. You don't have to stop drinking water to the point where your mouth feels dry. And no, you definitely don't need to sleep propped up just to avoid a trip to the restroom. What really makes the difference are 5 simple habits supported by research from the Cleveland Clinic and Johns Hopkins that can help you get 6 to 7 hours of uninterrupted rest without being jolted awake by your bladder. These 5 steps are arranged to build on one another, each backed by science and easy to follow. Starting tonight, stay with me through to the final tip because the first habit we'll discuss may reduce how often you wake up at night by as much as 40% in just a few days, if done properly. But before we jump into the solution, let's understand what's truly behind nighttime urination. It's not just about aging, and it's not about weak kidneys. It's often your body's way of trying to flush out excess fluids. This can happen when you drink too late in the day, eat salty meals, or let fluid accumulate in your legs throughout the day without releasing it properly. All of this leads to increased urine production while you sleep. There's another factor too. The communication between your brain and bladder changes with age. Small urges that you would ignore during the day become urgent and wake you up at night. One awakening turns into 2 or 3, and soon, deep, healing sleep becomes harder and harder to return to. The good news? Your body still wants to recover, it just needs a little guidance. Not from pills, but from simple steps to reset the natural rhythms that once kept you sleeping soundly. That's why these 5 habits aren't just about fewer bathroom trips, they're about supporting the entire system that regulates your sleep and bladder function. Ready to begin? Let's start with habit number 5 because this one is so often misunderstood. And it's one of the most common reasons older adults lose sleep without even realizing it. Habit number 5. It's not just about how much water you drink, it's about when you drink it. Many people think the problem is overhydration, but in reality, it's usually poor timing that's to blame. If you consume a large amount of water after 6 p.m., your body won't have enough time to process it before bed. Your kidneys keep working, your bladder keeps filling, and once you lie down, any fluid stored in your legs shifts back into your bloodstream. This sudden increase in circulation puts extra pressure on your bladder, and often, just an hour or 2 after drifting off, you're back up searching for the bathroom. Top urologists across the US recommend getting the majority of your daily hydration done before 5 p.m. After that, it's best to gradually reduce your intake, and ideally stop drinking altogether by 8 or 9 in the evening. One study from Johns Hopkins showed that changing only the timing of fluid consumption without decreasing how much you drink can cut nighttime bathroom visits by as much as 40% in just 1 week. This simple shift is especially effective for those who enjoy tea after dinner or have the habit of sipping water late at night. If you're looking for a place to start, begin with your final glass of water. Don't let one last sip cost you hours of restful sleep. But water isn't the only culprit. There are other, seemingly innocent habits like a small dessert with chocolate, a citrus drink, or a warm cup of tea that can have a big impact on your bladder's behavior. The American Urological Association warns that these everyday items can be some of the most powerful bladder stimulants, especially in older adults who may not recognize their effects. Habit number 4. Avoid hidden triggers that wake your bladder before they wake you. Experts at the Cleveland Clinic highlight 8 common irritants that can inflame the bladder lining and increase involuntary contractions. These include caffeinated beverages like coffee and tea, alcoholic drinks, soda, chocolate, spicy dishes, citrus fruits like lemons and oranges, and tomatoes. When consumed in the evening, these foods don't just irritate the bladder, they also interfere with your body's ability to produce antidiuretic hormone, the chemical responsible for helping you hold urine through the night. A 2011 study in the Journal of Urology found that cutting back on these bladder irritants for just 2 weeks led to a noticeable drop in nighttime bathroom trips among older adults, by about 1.4 fewer awakenings per night. That's a meaningful difference for anyone used to waking up 3 or more times. Caffeine poses a particular challenge. It acts as a mild diuretic, makes it harder to fall back asleep, and disrupts the deeper stages of rest your body needs. The Mayo Clinic suggests avoiding caffeine after 2 p.m. for those over 60 to protect both sleep quality and nighttime bladder control. And then there's alcohol. Johns Hopkins reports that drinking alcohol in the evening can suppress your body's release of ADH, the hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down overnight. Without it, you produce more urine at night than your body can comfortably manage. When the production of ADH, antidiuretic hormone, is reduced, your kidneys continue producing urine at a faster rate, leading to more frequent nighttime bathroom trips and leaving you mildly dehydrated by morning. And there's one more often overlooked factor: nicotine. Many people don't realize that smoking can overstimulate the bladder as well. In fact, a meta-analysis involving over 3,000 individuals found that smokers are about 70% more likely to suffer from nocturia, largely due to increased involuntary bladder contractions. If you currently enjoy coffee, tea, citrus drinks, or even chocolate in the afternoon or evening, consider replacing them with gentler alternatives. Soothing options like chamomile tea, whole grain crackers without added sugar, warm vegetable broth, or low-acid fruits such as steamed apples or pears can make a significant difference. You might start noticing improvements within a week or so. Don't let a single evening beverage like that harmless cup of orange juice interrupt a full night of rest. At this point, you've reduced fluid intake at the right times and cut back on stimulants. But one hidden issue still remains, something that has nothing to do with what you consume. It comes from your own body, specifically from your legs, where fluid naturally accumulates throughout the day, often without any visible swelling or discomfort. That brings us to habit number 3. Moving your body in ways that help drain excess fluid before bedtime. Throughout the day, whether you're seated for long periods or standing for hours, gravity draws fluid into your lower limbs, particularly your calves and feet. Even if you don't see puffiness, that fluid is there, and as soon as you lie down at night, your body begins to reabsorb it, sending it through your bloodstream to the kidneys. The result? A surge in urine production, just as you're trying to sleep. Dr. Hanny Na, a specialist in geriatric urology, emphasizes that light, consistent movement during the day helps promote both blood flow and lymphatic drainage. This allows your body to expel excess fluid gradually, rather than dumping it all into your bladder after bedtime. In fact, a 2020 study on seniors found that just half an hour of walking each day reduced nighttime urination by more than 25% in just 3 weeks. If you want to support your body's natural fluid regulation, keep your movements gentle and regular. Try slow-paced walks around your home, stretching your calves, flexing your ankles, or lying down with your legs elevated. These actions done in the late afternoon or early evening, ideally before 8 p.m., can help tremendously. Just avoid heavy workouts at night. Activities like deep squats, vigorous cycling, or intense core exercises may put pressure on your bladder or confuse the body's internal cues. All you need is 15 to 30 minutes of light, intentional movement each day to make a real impact. You don't need fancy equipment or a trip to the gym. In fact, just walking around your house or even down the hallway can help your body feel lighter, ease swelling in your legs, and reduce the chance of bladder pressure once it's time for bed. You already know how to manage your water intake and make better food choices. You've even started building healthier habits. But if you're still waking up at night with urgency, leaks, or not quite making it to the bathroom, the underlying issue may go deeper. It might not be about your kidneys or bladder at all, it could be your pelvic floor. Though these muscles aren't visible, they play a powerful role in bladder control, and when properly exercised, they can help you regain stability without relying on medication. That brings us to the next step. Habit number 2, strengthen your pelvic floor. These muscles form the base of your core and support key organs, like the bladder, urethra, and rectum. After the age of 60, it's natural for these muscles to weaken. And when they do, you may find it harder to hold in urine. Even the smallest signal from your bladder can be enough to wake you. If you lie on your side or roll into the wrong position during sleep, a weak pelvic floor can let urine leak past the valve, waking you with discomfort or dampness. The Mayo Clinic highlights Kegel exercises as one of the best ways for older adults to improve bladder control, particularly those experiencing nighttime leakage or urgency. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Urology revealed that with just 4 to 6 weeks of consistent Kegel training, people over 65 reduced nighttime incontinence by an average of 55%. Experts from the National Association for Continence suggest using the 3 to 10 negative 10 method. Gently squeeze the muscles you would use to stop urinating, hold for 10 seconds, then relax for 10 seconds. Do this 10 times in a session, 3 sessions per day. What matters most is doing the exercise correctly. Don't tighten your stomach, clench your glutes, or hold your breath. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel a subtle pause, as if you're stopping the flow naturally without strain. You can practice Kegels sitting down, lying in bed, or even while watching your favorite show. No one will know you're doing them. Within 2 or 3 weeks, you may start to notice a clear difference. A stronger pelvic floor gives you more control at night, reducing those false alarms from your bladder and the early morning urge to rush to the bathroom. Over time, you may come to see that it's not your age, but your connection to your body that shapes the quality of your sleep. You've already made positive changes, improved your diet, practiced calming breathwork, added movement into your routine. But if you're still waking up 2 or 3 times each night without a clear cause, the real issue may not be your bladder. It might have more to do with the way you take your medications or how your legs are holding onto fluid throughout the day. Up next is the most impactful habit of all. A small tweak in timing can help you reset the entire cycle of nighttime urination. Done correctly, it could transform your sleep. Habit number 1. Adjust when you take certain medications and release trapped fluid from your legs at the right time. Let's start with diuretics. The American Heart Association explains that medications like furosemide, hydrochlorothiazide, and spironolactone are often prescribed for people with high blood pressure, heart conditions, or fluid retention. These drugs work by helping your body get rid of excess water. But if you take them too late in the day, especially in the evening, they'll still be active overnight, driving more frequent urination while you're trying to rest. In fact, a study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that switching diuretic doses from evening to earlier in the day before 2 p.m. cut nighttime bathroom visits from an average of 2.2 to just 0.9 per night in adults over 65. The medication still worked just as well, but the sleep benefits were dramatic. Then there's the matter of fluid collecting in your legs. If you spend much of the day on your feet or seated for long stretches, gravity causes blood and lymph fluid to pool in your lower limbs, a condition known as mild peripheral edema. It's especially common among older adults or those with circulatory or heart-related concerns. To counter this, Mayo Clinic advises elevating your legs for 15 to 30 minutes in the late afternoon between 4 and 6 p.m. is ideal. This gives your body time to recirculate the fluid so your kidneys can eliminate it before bedtime. The result? Less pressure on your bladder at night. If your legs tend to swell more noticeably, you might want to try compression socks during the day. According to Cleveland Clinic, light medical-grade compression socks can boost blood flow, reduce fluid buildup in the legs, and help minimize nighttime urination caused by swelling. Unfortunately, many people mistake these symptoms for aging, kidney decline, or drinking too much. But the real issue might be timing. By simply adjusting when you take your medications and making time to elevate your legs, you can help your body offload extra fluid long before it disrupts your rest. Don't let a poorly timed pill or tired legs ruin your sleep. Try placing a pillow under your calves this afternoon. You may feel the difference tonight. Take a moment to talk with your doctor about the best time to take your medications. You might be surprised how such a small adjustment could lead to your first full night of uninterrupted sleep in years. And remember, you don't need to overhaul everything at once. Real change doesn't come from doing it. It starts with choosing the right first step. Maybe tonight, that step is cutting off your water intake after 6 p.m., or perhaps you'll rest your legs on a pillow before bed. You might even try a few gentle pelvic floor squeezes to remind your body that you're still in charge. These small, simple actions repeated day by day help bring your body back to its natural rhythm. You won't need sleeping pills. You won't need to worry about hotel beds or travel routines. Most importantly, you'll begin to reclaim something that many people in their 60s or 70s think is long gone: a deep, uninterrupted sleep, just like you enjoyed years ago. Just begin with one step tonight. Often that's all your body needs to start finding its rhythm again. To recap, waking up at night to urinate isn't something you simply have to accept with age. It's a quiet signal from your body asking for a little support, not with drugs or discomfort, but with gentle, daily choices that restore balance. Here's what you've learned today. Drink your water earlier to give your kidneys time to rest. Avoid evening bladder irritants like alcohol, caffeine, or acidic juices. Move your body gently to keep fluid from collecting in your legs. Strengthen your pelvic floor for better overnight control. And adjust your medication timing and leg position to reduce pressure on your bladder while you sleep. There's no single cure, but when you do the small things at the right time with care and consistency, the outcome can feel almost magical. A quiet night, a calm morning, a full day without the fog of sleep disruption. Now, it's your turn. Which of these habits will you try tonight? Leave a comment and share what you notice. I read every message, and I'd truly love to hear what's helping you sleep better. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more gentle, natural health tips. No pills, no pressure, just the support your body needs to heal. Restful sleep isn't a thing of the past, it's a gift your body still remembers. And with the right support, it can be yours again. Every single night.